Hey, Floor, so is it true?
Huh? Beth? Why are you messaging me? I thought I told you not to bother talking to me ever again.
Oh, please, I know you didn't mean that. Who wouldn't want someone so perfect like me in their lives?
Uh-huh. I'm going.
Wait, is it true though?
Is what true?
Are you actually getting married?
How do you know about that?
So it is true. Oh, wow, who would have thought it, huh? So, what's he like? Your fiancé, that is.
Why on earth would I tell you anything about my life? For the majority of our childhood, you were awful to me. As soon as I could get out of that house, I left, and I haven't tried to contact you since. A smart person would take that to mean that I don't want them in my life.
Are you still upset about that? Geez, it was years ago. Get over it. Besides, it's not my fault that you were the ugly and less talented sister and everyone loved me. Maybe if you had just worked on yourself more, like I suggested, you wouldn't have been picked on so much.
You were the one picking on me. In fact, you were the one who started the bullying in the first place. Before you, no one picked on me or was bothered by me. They let me get on with my life in peace. I was actually fairly well liked. Then you came up in my school, and even though you were 2 years younger than me, you decided that you were going to get everyone to bully me? You made fun of my looks, of how I dressed, and my intelligence. Not to mention all of the pranks that you pulled on me just to humiliate me in front of everyone.
Yeah, whatever. It's not my fault that you were so easy to prank. Anyway, no one even remembers any of that stuff. It's all high school drama, and we're way too old to be dealing with that now.
You might not care, but you ruined my life whilst I was in school. So I want nothing to do with you, and neither does my new husband-to-be.
Seriously? So childish. Anyway, I can't believe that someone actually wants to marry you. What? Did you bribe him or something? There's no way that he would simply ask you to marry him just because you're you.
You really can't stop being a horrible person, can you?
Whatever. So tell me, how did you do it? Maybe I could do whatever you did and get myself a husband as well. Although, with how pretty I am, I'll have one in no time. I mean, I bet I could even take yours if I wanted to.
I seriously doubt that.
Oh, really? And why is that?
You're really not his type.
What? You mean he's not into pretty, smart, and amazing girls?
No, he's not into selfish, shallow, and incredibly vile girls.
Then why is he with you?
Wow, such a clever comeback.
Whatever. Anyway, you can get married to that loser husband of yours if you want. I have much better things to be doing. I seriously have no time for a husband at the moment.
Okay.
Don't you want to know what I'm doing?
No, not really.
I'm gonna tell you anyway, because you're going to be so jealous.
Oh, joy.
I've managed to get a part in a film! I was one of thousands of girls who went for it, but obviously, my gorgeous looks and natural acting talent were simply far greater than anyone else's. I mean, it's not the main part, but once the director sees me and sees how amazingly talented I am, you can be sure he'll fire that other girl right away and give me the main part. The best thing is that the main actor is a really handsome guy. He's semi-well known at the moment, but he definitely has movie star potential. And I'm so going to be the woman he takes with him into his rich and famous life. I'll marry him in no time. I'm sure he'll be much better than your loser of a husband. Try not to get too jealous.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
I honestly don't think you understand just how handsome and talented this man is. Honestly, you should just give up on your wedding and cancel it. Just give it to me because I'll just show you up and you don't really want to be embarrassed. Again.
I can't believe I even have to say this, but I'm not giving you my wedding. You don't even have a boyfriend, Beth, let alone a fiancé.
I will, soon enough. Anyway, you shouldn't be getting married before me. It's rude and mean and spiteful. I'm the better sister, so you'll just have to wait until I've married my actor. Then you can have your stupid little wedding.
I'm not postponing my wedding, nor giving it to you. I'm not doing anything you say. I am marrying my fiancé regardless of what you want.
Well, then I guess I'll just have to find a fiancé at your wedding and jump in before you say I do. LOL.
That's unlikely as you're not invited to my wedding.
Yeah, I am. I'm your sister, so I'm automatically invited.
No, you're not. I don't want you anywhere near my wedding.
That's so petty. Fine, whatever.
Great. Now please don't contact me again. I really don't want anything to do with you.
Mom!
What's wrong, sweetie?
Florence is being a horrible, petty, and selfish sister.
What's that ungrateful brat done now?
Well, firstly, she's getting married before me, and she isn't even inviting me to the wedding.
Florence is getting married?
Yep. And she kept going on about how I'm the loser because she's getting married before me.
What? Why that? We need to teach her a lesson.
But what can we do?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? You need to crash her wedding.
What? OMG, yes. That would be hilarious.
But you need to do more than just show up at the wedding. People will just ignore you if you look like another normal guest.
Please. As if anyone would ignore me when I look like I do.
Well, yes, obviously, you're beautiful. But you still need something to make you stand out a little bit more. What about a beautiful designer gown? Go all out and everything. Make sure that all eyes are on you.
But how would I afford something like that?
Don't you worry about that. I can sort the dress out. But just to make sure that all eyes are on you, you should totally ruin Florence's dress as she walks down the aisle. Maybe take a little can of paint or spill red wine on it or something.
That's a great idea. I could also tip the cake over and maybe even sneak off with the groom. Florence would know then that she should never have belittled me like she did.
Exactly. It'll also teach her for thinking that she's better than you and for trying to get married before you. Only my prettiest and most talented daughter should get married, and that's certainly not her.
Hey, Flory, happy wedding day!
Thanks?
It's no problem. I wouldn't want my big sis to think that I wasn't happy for her.
Right, sure.
Now, I know that you said you didn't want me at your wedding, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't give you an amazing surprise, right? As a gift, of course.
Oh, you didn't need to get us anything. Honestly, I really rather you hadn't.
Nonsense. Besides, this gift is one that will definitely shock you, possibly to tears.
Huh? What are you on about?
You'll just have to wait and see. See you later.
Wait, what do you mean see you later? Beth?
OMG, OMG, OMG. Florence, how could you not tell me? That was so embarrassing. I won't be able to show my face on set.
About going to film anytime soon. At least not with Chris.
What do you mean?
Well, Chris really wasn't happy with how you just barged into our wedding like that. Not to mention you tried to ruin my dress. It's looking quite likely that you might not have a job to go back to.
What?
Well, seeing as he is the star of the film, he does kind of have a say with who he works with, at least in terms of the minor roles.
You witch. I bet you put him up to firing me, didn't you?
No, I have no say in what he does at work. He just didn't take too kindly to you trying to ruin our wedding.
Stellar, how did someone like you even get someone so perfect to marry her? You blackmailed him, didn't you? He should be with someone like me.
Like I told you before, he doesn't like spoiled, bratty people. You'd have no chance with him.
Oh, then how come you did? I mean, you're just a lowly receptionist.
Not that it's any of your business, but I'm a producer, not a receptionist. I met Chris ages before this new film of his. We met at a party of a mutual friend and really hit it off.
What? You're a producer? Why didn't you tell me? You could have helped me get loads of acting roles. I could have been famous.
I did tell you and Mom, but you both decided to ignore me like usual. And there's no way I'd help someone who tried to ruin my life and my wedding. Now, if you don't mind, I've got a wedding to go and celebrate.
But what about me? My job is toast. You need to help me. It's your fault this has all happened. If you hadn't gotten married, I wouldn't have felt so jealous.
This is in no way my fault. It's time you grew up and started taking responsibility for the consequences of your actions. Now please, for the final time, leave me alone.
Florence, get back here. I mean it.
Because of the stunt that Beth tried to pull at the wedding, Chris did end up having words with the director and producers of his film, and they agreed to fire Beth. She was kicked off the film, and Chris even ended up putting out the word of her behavior to multiple other casting agencies. It might seem a little harsh, but if she was awful to me as her sister, there's no telling what kind of monster she'd be like to her coworkers. Chris and I are having an incredibly happy marriage, and I'm even expecting our first child. Beth tried multiple times to get in contact with me, begging me to get her a starring role in a film, but I ignored all of the messages and blocked her on everything. I can now say that with such a toxic person out of my life, I am feeling 100 times more confident and happy. Beth tried to get our mom to order me around as well, and with how much that woman worships my little sister, she did what she wanted. However, since I am an adult, I don't have to listen to either one of them and happily ignored all efforts of theirs to guilt trip me into doing whatever it is they wanted me to do. Sometimes the toxic people in your life just need to be thrown out, even if they are family. Not everyone you share blood with has your best interests at heart. You need to make sure that you're living life the way you want to, not how others think you should.